Today we are going to talk about everything that you need to know about lipless crankbaits. Hey guys, LT here, just hanging out at the house. I've been fighting and battling the flu the past couple days, so my voice is kind of screwed up, acting crazy. It's because I've been sick as a dog, but I'm finally getting past it and getting over it. Today I want to talk to you about lipless crankbaits and everything you need to know about them. Before I get into that, I want to thank each and every one of you. Finally passed 500 subscribers, truly excited about that. I will be having a 500 subscriber giveaway coming up, so make sure you stay tuned and watch for that. And once again, like I said, I've been sicker than a dog and literally haven't done much. I was really just itching and going crazy, wanting to get out and fish. So I got out and threw a lipless crankbait for a little bit, as I'll show you towards the end of this video, and caught a few fish. Nothing huge or major, but was casting and throwing two different color lipless cranks and was catching a few fish, and it was nice to be able to get the heck out of the house and catch a couple fish and get away from here for a few minutes. With that being said, I was trying to talk in a video when I was fishing, but that was just terrible, so I'm just going to probably throw some music on here or whatever and let you see a couple of fish I caught, and we'll talk about some lipless crankbaits and go a little more in depth about them. As I said in my top 5 fall baits videos, I'm going to do each one of the lures that I had in that video a little more in depth with you to show you and talk to you about them and things you can do to help you catch more fish with them. Just so happens it was a good cold day and I was out throwing a lipless, so that's what we're doing today, is we're talking about the lipless crankbait, and we will go into the other ones as we already did, the buzzbait modifications, what you can do to catch more fish with them. I'll leave a link for that so you can check that out if you haven't already, and I will go through the other 3 lures as well. But anyhow guys, if you will please excuse my voice, it's still kind of cracky and still fighting this crud. So, but anyhow, I'm pretty much towards the tail end of it, and hope to get out and get some more videos done for you guys here this week, and have some great content and some stuff coming up for y'all. But anyhow, as I said, thank you again. I greatly appreciate every one of you that watch my channel on a regular basis and have subscribed to my channel. We'll be having a 500 subscriber giveaway coming up. It's going to be something really cool, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's get into this video and get started talking about some lipless crankbaits. Now, lipless crankbaits are probably one of the best search baits out on the market. They cover a lot of water, they make great sound-free action strikes, and you can work them at any depth of the water column. I really like them myself. They're a great tool to use when you're just trying to cover tons of water, get out and search and find where the fish are. You can fish them on the bottom, you can fish them right above the grass lines, you can fish them up higher in the water column. Just a tremendous tool to find fish when you're out searching and covering lots of water. Now, there are many different types of lipless crankbaits. I prefer the Strike King Red Eye Shad. You have, I don't recall the brand name on this one, but you have your soft body. You'll notice in the camera that's flexible, no sound, just soft, quiet body. Sometimes they don't want to hear it, and it works tremendously well. Now, there are different types of ball bearings and different sounds. You have your tungsten one knockers, you have your normal red eye shads, you have those with multiple ball bearings. I myself prefer a more solid sound than a high pitched sound, this being your Strike King Red Eye Shad. Makes a good solid knocker. This one more solid versus some of these that have a lighter sound. There are many different colors, shapes, sizes. I'm not here to tell you what colors or shape, size, or even brand really to use. More of what you can do with them and how to retrieve them and what's going to help you catch more fish. The Strike King Red Eye Shad, Chrome and Blue. Tremendous color. I've caught tons of fish on this thing. This one's a little bit newer, so it's not quite as beat up. Chrome and blue works really well. I like that solid sound in them. I have upgraded these hooks. These are the Mustad extra wide gap hooks. This is just a cheap Academy brand. I'm going to hold it up there in the camera. You can see the eyes beat off of it. I've fished this a little bit and beaten it up. It has a lighter sound. Sometimes they want a lighter sound. But I believe that the stronger, harder one knocker or the stronger, harder, solid sound causes a reaction strike a little more because they can hear it versus some of these lighter sounds. As far as what color, my honest opinion, this is just my personal opinion, this is not exactly what you should always use, but chrome and blue has caught me a ton of fish. The Sexy Shad has caught me a ton of fish. If it's springtime, which we're really talking about fall, but really any time of the year, your red and orange or red crawl colors have caught me a ton of fish. I really try to stay towards shad patterns myself. The chrome and blue, chrome and black, your normal Sexy Shad, the gold, they all work tremendously well, especially in clear to stained water. If it's really clear water, I'll try to go to a more translucent natural color. Now, if it's dirty, muddy, especially muddy or really dirty stained water, I'll go to a chartreuse and black. Chartreuse and black works really well. This one doesn't quite have a hard of the knock. That or the Fire Tiger in dirty stained water works really well. Something with a really hard, solid knock. You're going to throw it out, cast it, and just sit there and crank it and burn it on top of the grass, ripping it up and out of the grass, and that's going to cause a reaction strike a whole lot easier in dirtier stained water. Now let's talk about what you can do to modify a lipless crankbait. Not a whole lot you can really do. It's a hard bait. I mean, what are you going to do? Well, number one, I'm going to change these hooks out. These stock hooks, they work okay out of the package for maybe 1 or 2 catches, depending on how strong and how hard you set the hook. Other thing you could do, which I do on every crankbait that I own now, I don't throw many square bills type crankbaits or deep divers, as you know if you follow my channel, but I do have a good assortment of lipless crankbaits, and I do throw quite a few lipless crankbaits. Now, one of the first things I will do straight out of the package to any lipless crankbait I ever buy is I will change out that line tie. If it has a circle line tie, I will change it out to the oval line tie. Reason being is a circle line tie, I've experienced, your knot can slide up inside of that little notch. I don't know if you can see this in the camera here very well. That line tie will get caught right there in the edge of that notch of the line tie or the ring. And what I like to do is use the oval ones, because the oval ones will slide around generally to where it's on the opposite side of where that split ring point of the line tie open. The other thing I will do is I will change these hooks out from the stock hooks to number 4 hooks. Generally number 4 I believe is the size. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but I believe they're number 4s. And I'll change those out to a stronger and better hook. I like the extra wide gap hooks on them a lot better. Now what happens when you throw a lipless crankbait out? I'm going to try to show this to you. But basically your line tie is pulling and that's coming along in the water, nose down. So if you have submerged grass or hydrilla, where's the bass at? They're down in that grass. I myself have the biggest habit of casting that thing out and just sitting there cranking. And you'll see that in this video as I catch a couple fish. I'm just sitting there cranking, just burning crap out. Nothing wrong with that. If you're fishing in dirty or stained water, Just throw it out across that grass line, keep that rod tip up just a little bit, and burn it and burn it. You'll catch tons of fish. Another great way to really catch fish, throw that thing out, let it drop to the bottom, and yo-yo it. Pick it up, let it fall. Really slack in as you let your rod tip down, let it fall, and pop it back up. Let it fall. What that's doing is that crankbait's pulling up, then it's falling. If you let it fall slack line, what's it doing? It's sitting there falling like a dying bait fish coming down, and you'll catch some reaction strikes on it. Another main way to also do it is you're going to throw it out, take it, reel and pause, reel and pause, reel and pause, reel and pause. As you're coming through that grass line, just pop, 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 jerk, and pull it out of the grass. I'm very bad of getting into the same old habit of just casting it and burning and burning and burning and burning. Don't get me wrong, that'll catch a ton of fish, but it's better to change up your retrieves. I'm a bad creature of habit of doing the same retrieve, and I myself need to break myself of that. But there's not a whole lot of really true modifications other than changing out your line tie, changing out your size hooks to bigger and stronger hooks that you could do to a lipless crankbait. I have seen people use the little metal release snaps or swivel snaps. I'm not a fan of those. Some people say that they work well with lipless crankbaits. I think it takes away from the action. That's just my personal opinion, and that's how I feel about it. So if you haven't gotten out and tried out a lipless crankbait, make sure you get out, get you a couple of shad colors, and try it out. I use a 7.1 gear ratio reel. I will use 12-pound fluorocarbon, and I will use a 6'7" medium heavy fast action or moderate action rod. A lot of people say you need a 7 foot, and I don't disagree with that. A 7 foot rod will help you cast it out and get out there further. I just use a lot of shorter rods because I do a lot of bank fishing. 6'6", 6'7" rods are my main basic length of rods, and they work well for me. It doesn't mean it's going to work well for you. So in general, basically a 7 foot rod with a moderate or fast action tip. I like a fast action tip. It's just what I'm comfortable with. It's what I'm more confident with, and it's what I use more. But a good moderate tip. What you want is a good rod with a parabolic bend on it. So that way when you throw out and you set the hook on that fish, that rod loads up and you're able to reel him in without a bunch of struggle. Like I said, if you haven't, get out and try you some lipless crankbaits. I like a 3/8 to 1/2 ounce. They do go down to smaller size, and if you're not catching fish on these bigger sizes, downsize to the 1/4 ounce size. They do make them smaller. They do catch a lot of fish, and they work really well. Change out your line ties to the oval tie. It'll help you prevent that line from breaking off at the lines on the line tie on the split ring. Change out your hooks to some stronger, bigger, beefier hooks. Get out there and chunk and wind it. Sit there and pop your rod a couple times, rip it up through that grass, yo-yo it up and down, do you a couple side pops, do your reel and pause. Just change up your retrieves. If you haven't tried it, make sure you get you some lipless crankbaits, get out and try them out. They will cover tons of water. You'll move across the water, whether if you're on a bank or on a boat, a whole lot faster, and you'll catch more fish. Anyhow, guys, as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.